Welcome everybody to Extreme Power No Handling, and today we're dealing with the 1979 Toyota FJ40. So this now has 1,356 horsepower and 1,021 pounds-feet of torque from its 7.5 litre twin turbocharged V8 engine. So yeah, old off-roader. One benefit this does have is all-wheel drive, which should hopefully keep some of the power in check, and it doesn't weigh all that much at 3,297 pounds, but everything else is going against this car: handling, braking, and yeah, the fact that it's obviously quite a high riding car with a high centre of gravity, all the while obviously, you know, not having particularly great suspension for racing or any kind of speed whatsoever. So yeah, as you can see, 1.9 handling and 2.4 braking are really rather woeful, quite frankly. But yeah, the acceleration, launch and speed are pretty good, and if we were going off-road it would be good for that as well. But yeah, it's really lacking in a lot of ways. But yeah, still it should be pretty quick in a straight line. 0 to 16, 4.832 seconds, and 0 to 100 is 6.333 seconds. And if we had a long enough straight it could get up to 180, but yeah, really not expecting this to be good at all. So yeah, let's see what it can do, quite frankly, because I mean, it shouldn't fall over, theoretically, because it's not got enough grip to really grip roll or anything like that, and obviously we're not dealing with any rough stuff right now, so it shouldn't roll over. I just don't think it's going to be able to handle this kind of power, as it had less than 200 horsepower stop, and it's obviously a speed machine as well, so yeah, it's just going to be a lot of slipping and sliding and hanging onto those brakes, because yeah, they're not particularly great. Slip and slide. Now, I don't imagine this is going to be the slowest car that we've had on this series, purely because, like I said, it is pretty quick when you get in a straight line, but yeah, it's not going to be the most sophisticated by any means, especially when it comes to getting around corners or braking. Because yeah, never a good handling car to start with, but it just didn't have the acceleration or the speed to really challenge its handling, so it wasn't overly noticeable. Now we've obviously given it hypercar levels of power, and yeah, the lack of handling and braking is very much noticeable. So yeah, but at least, like I said, it'll be quick down the straight lines, and that will certainly help make up for some of the time that we're going to lose in the corners and coming into braking into the corners, because obviously we're going to have to brake very early to get it slowed down. We are doing speeds that this car was never meant for. I can't remember if it's top speed, like 80 or 90 mile an hour, something like that. So yeah, we'll definitely get to speeds way in excess of that. Yeah, those brakes are not particularly good. But yeah, that first lap time of 1 minute 26.670 is still one of the fastest times that we've had. And that's just the first lap, so yeah, that was quicker than the Austin Healey in the previous episode. So yeah, we've immediately beaten that and several other cars, so yeah, it's definitely not a slow car, it's just, like I said, not a very sophisticated way of getting around this track. Be interested to see what it can do in comparison to the other four-wheel drive vehicles that we've had on this series as well, so yeah, we'll definitely give that a look at the end. But we're nearly hitting 140 down there, which is properly quick for any car on this series. Again, we've improved our time at 1 minute 22.983, so yeah, that's a big improvement over the first lap. Let's try and improve further on this last lap. A lot of understeer as well, which I guess is no surprise given all the power that is going to be going through those front wheels, more than standard. A little bit braver on the brakes there. Obviously it's not just the speed and the momentum that we're going to gain by going really quick that we have to deal with when it comes to those woeful brakes, but obviously the rain, which always increases braking distances on cars, so imagine what it's doing with this. pound because it was understeering. 142 there. Damn quick. Is that going to result in a quicker time? No, it's not. So yeah, second lap, it's our fastest lap. That's usually the case for this series for whatever reason. But that is still a pretty quick time, 1 minute 22.983, was it? Yeah, 1 minute 22.983. So that is quicker than the Austin Healey in the previous episode. And in terms of other off-road vehicles, or even all-wheel drive vehicles, that's quicker than the Hummer H1. It's not as quick as a Hennessy Velociraptor with a 6x6, surprisingly, given how much that weighed, but that was obviously a more modern car, so it's bound to have better handling in some regards. And in terms of other four-wheel drive cars, it's quicker than the... at least I think it's quicker than it is. No, it's not quicker than the GMC Jimmy, which is a similarly aged off-roader from 1970. That's about 6 seconds quicker than this. That just, I think, had better handling when it came to the corners. And obviously had way more power as well, by about 400 horsepower. And what about the Ford Super Duty? Yeah, we're quicker than the Ford Super Duty F450, which was the first car that we took on this series, and the first all-wheel drive vehicle that we had on this series as well, so it's quicker than that. So yeah, it's pretty much middle in terms of all-wheel drive vehicles that we've had on this series. But yeah, like I said before, not particularly sophisticated, blasts down the straights at really rather high rates of speed, but everywhere else it's pretty damn woeful. So yeah, but then again, I guess that's no surprise. Nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.